Our next piece has nothing to do with murder or massacres or torture or forced removals. It still breaks your heart. During the apartheid years, many African people living in the so-called coloured preferential areas gave up their ethnic identities and became coloured. In the Karoo, they called this jou baadjie te draai, to turn your jacket inside out. There were many advantages to pass as a coloured. Coloured people did not have to carry passbooks, and there were more jobs available. Coloureds were better paid and their schools were superior. But with freedom comes dignity. Many of the Xhosas, Sothos and Zulus of the Karoo now want to go back to their roots. Hulle wil weer hulle baadjies omdraai.
The beauty of the Karoo's wide open spaces belie a cruel apartheid past in which black people were made to survive by passing themselves off as coloureds. During the apartheid years, the Karoo became by law an official coloured preference area. For black people, it became a hostile place to live and work.
The clearling. So in those years of apartheid, they were the most privileged because, to my thinking, they were the most privileged because the colour of their skin and the language they were talking.
By sekere plekke kon jy nie werk kry nie. Want jy dra 'n dompas, jy moet eers na die magistraat toe gaan om 'n pas te kry om by 'n sekere dorp in te gaan as jy swart was, waar die kleerling oral kon gaan met sy groen identiteitskaartjie.
Even speaking Afrikaans was also another priority, because if you go to the bus and say you can't speak Afrikaans, then you say ek het nie tyd vir kaffers nie. I have no time to waste on you. Khanman. So those were all attempts, as I see them, to make a black man feel that he is nothing if he's not a coloured. So he must rather change.
And this is exactly what many black people did. The passport out of the hardship of being black was trying to be coloured. Many took on a coloured identity or an Afrikaans-sounding surname, usually both.
Hulle het genoem, jy draai jou keer jou baadjie om. Jy sit die binnekant buite en die buitekant binne.
In this way, Mthimkhulu became grootboom, Ndlovu became olifant, Busakwe became busak. For others it was as simple as changing a letter or two. Makapela became kapel, Zalu became Sali, Manele became Manel. But it was a risky road to take, a road full of potholes.
You know, for an example, I am Malgas, but Malgas, I could translate it easily to Malgas, so that I can register me as a coloured person, so that I can get an ID. When I've got an ID, I am a coloured person. In those days, it was so coward. When the police were getting you here and they suspect you to be an Xhosa or an Zulu or an African person, if I may put it that way, they had that tactic they use. You know, there is those words, they call it yakkels. Now they will ask you to say yakkels. The moment you can say yakalashe, they will take you and throw you into the van because they can see you are a chance taker.
En ons moes dus aan 'n skelm iets kyk om skool by te woon. En dis hoekom ons toe my van moes verander, net 'n paar letters in my van. Ons spel dit uit Massimela, maar ons moes dit toe Massimela maak om goedgekeur te word by die kleerlingskool.
Ek is geregistreer by die hospitaal as Amelia Don in Swazi. Maar in verloop van tyd het ek na 'n kleerling skool gegaan, genoem Saint Teresa, 'n Afrikaanse skool. En my van Swazi het toe verander na Sais.
My brother is Ndamane, but he changed to Damas. And he's living in Cape Town as Damas. He's living in Tirfley right now. He's a coloured. He has never, since then, but that was even before, he's far older than I am. So he changed long ago and he became coloured. He's a coloured now. His kids doesn't even know a single Xhosa word.
Baie mense het van hulle vat, wat jy werklik weet. Die man is 'n swart man, ons het saam skool gegaan, ons het saam groot geword. Maar die man het nou, hy's 'n Peterson of hy's 'n Higu of hy's 'n, maar hy het hom net 'n kleerling gemaak.
Ek was tot in medstander 6 was ek Isaac Masuto. En al my vriende ken my as Isaac Masuto. Baie spreek dit vandag nog so aan. En ek is trots om Isaac Masuto te wees. Maar laat in die 80s, 84, het ek amptelik Isaac dokter geraak. By verskeie geleenthede het ek werk gesoek as jong man. En dan was die eerste ding, wie is jy? Masuto sê al klaar vir ons. Baie pront het jy se kaffer.
En toe ek nou beginne werk, buite werk, het ek sien hoe die manne gevang vir domvaste, hoe swaar die swart man kry. En toe het ek besluit, dan speel ek ook kleerling om wel te lewe.
Taking on a coloured identity meant far more than just a change of name. To be a convincing coloured meant giving up all vestiges of a former black identity.
The only thing that you had in mind now, in order to get away from these claws that are haunting you as an African people, you had to give up your traditions. You had to give up everything, your customs, just for you and your family to survive.
Now many of those who gave up their identities want to go back to their roots. For some, this means trying to get back their original surnames. For others, it's about moving back to the townships they left when they took on coloured identities. Some simply want to embrace lost traditions.
There is no opportunistics in. Why am I saying so? You, as you sit there, you are proud of your nationality. I was posted to take the coloured nationalism through circumstances under the apartheid laws. Now, as democracy is here, equal rights for all, I must get back to my roots. The point here is my origin, my roots, my ancestors' roots. I can say what I can say, but my origin remains my origin.
And the last thing which I think, it's just for somebody himself to stop feeling inferior when he is maybe amongst blacks, or when somebody says to you, you kafir. That word will never die easily. But you must just say, although I'm not a kafir, I'm a black man and I'm proud of it. You mustn't be afraid to say that.